Hey everyone, welcome to Mr. U's Reviews. Today I'm reviewing Jordan Peele's latest film, Nope, which follows these residents of this lonely gulch in California who find this discovery, or you could also call it a presence, because I don't want to give anything away, hidden in a cloud in the sky. First, let's talk about the cast of this film, and the two big standouts here are Daniel Kaluuya and Keke Palmer, and they both play siblings, of each other here, and they own this company that lends horses to movie studios so that they can make movies with these horses. They can use them in their films, and the reason why I thought these two stood out and I really liked seeing them as siblings is because Keke Palmer in this film is very much kind of, I don't want to say loud, but she speaks very fast. She's very charismatic and energetic here, and that kind of juxtaposes Daniel Kaluuya's character, who over here is very much kind of stoic and very he's kind of quiet. He processes a lot of things and doesn't really talk as much. So I really like seeing them kind of play off of each other and the camaraderie between those two. And also another big character here, a big actor here, is Steven Yeun, who plays this guy Jupe, who he creates this fair, you could call it, relating to something in his past. And the film really focuses multiple times, especially in the first act, on his backstory, and he is very well developed in this film, which I'll talk more about later. But I thought he really played his role well. It's kind of a complex character when you think more deeply about it because of the things you see that happen in his past and the way he is now. So I thought he did a fantastic job as well in his scenes. And also two other actors I really enjoyed were Brandon Perea, I believe that's how you say his name, and Michael Wincott, who are both kind of working with the main characters towards this goal that they have in this film, their objective. So overall, I thought the cast was very strong in this film. Now let's talk about the more technical elements of this film, and I gotta talk about Jordan Peele, the director here, and this is his third film after Get Out, which is one of my favorite films of the past few years, and the movie Us. And now we have Nope, and I think in this film he really shows his directing chops very well. This is a beautifully directed film and a beautifully looking film. The cinematography is also a standout here during certain scenes in the nighttime. There's a lot of kind of misty scenes and things that are hidden, so it kind of gets the audience involved. But this is just a big film full of spectacle, especially once you get to like the second and third act, especially the second half of the film. This is a big film with big landscapes and an open space, and I thought it was very well directed. Everything really came together well, and also I really thought that the sound design in this film really stood out, especially the sounds coming from the sky, from this presence. In a movie theater it was booming, and it was so much more immersive than it could have been without this fantastic sound design. And also I think something that might be overlooked, that shouldn't be overlooked, is the original score by Michael Abels. During certain scenes that might be more unsettling, because this is kind of like a sci-fi horror film, and a little bit of action put in there. His score fits those certain scenes perfectly. You have unsettling scenes with an unsettling score, and maybe a more kind of a more intense scene that's more kind of fast-paced with a fast-paced score. And as I say again, it just brings you into this world that the filmmakers are trying to bring the audience into. So all the technical elements worked beautifully in my opinion. I thought all these elements stood out in a major way. Also, let's talk about the screenplay of this film, done by Jordan Peele as well. And as you come to expect with a Jordan Peele film, and this is just his third movie, but he already has kind of shown his style. This is a movie with underlying themes about kind of human nature, you could say, and how Peele is very critical about certain things that people tend to do. He's very much making a statement with this film, just like how his other films were making other different statements. So I really liked seeing that, and I really loved just the big scope and spectacle that this screenplay brings onto the screen. But also not everything with the screenplay really came together, in my opinion. You get this very interesting backstory for Steven Yeun's character, Ju, and these scenes are very well made and are kind of unsettling, which fits into the horror part of this movie, because there's a lot of different genres. There's like horror elements, action elements, and also sci-fi elements for sure. But you only really see his backstory in the first half of the film very prominently. You see it a lot, and then the second half of the film kind of forgets about that, even though it was really shown a lot in the first half. And by the end of the movie, it is kind of hard to see where his backstory comes into play until you think about the film a little bit, which I love thinking about movies a little bit and what certain things mean. But I do think that the screenplay and the filmmakers, especially of course Peele, who wrote the screenplay, kind of left the audience in the dark a little bit with the meaning of his backstory and just how it comes into play and its presence here. I think that could have been improved a little bit, because it does have a meaning to the main theme of this film, but I think that could have been shown in the screenplay just a little bit more. It doesn't have to be totally in the open. A little ambiguity is fine, but I think it was a little too ambiguous. And also, these main characters have a main goal that they're trying to do, which I'm not going to give away, but it's to kind of show people a certain thing and get them to believe in something. But that I don't know if what the characters are doing will be enough in this day and age to really complete that goal, to complete that objective, especially in this day and age of technology and everything. I don't know if it will totally be enough. So just things like that with the screenplay didn't fully come together for me. But overall, I still had a very enjoyable time with this film. I loved the sci-fi, horror, and action elements coming together, and all the technical elements and cast really did an awesome job in this film. It really came together very well, those certain elements. Just those certain things in the screenplay, I would think if they were improved, it would have really helped the film be even better than it already is. So I give Nope a B+. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. And as always, don't forget your popcorn. Until next time, from Mr. You to you, stay tuned.